Step right in, don't miss the show. Big Fat Rick is ready to go. Big Fat Rick, Big Fat Rick, come on in for the slickest trick. Big Fat Rick, Big Fat Rick, tune it now, he's your midnight pick. Big Fat Rick, Big Fat Rick, stay tuned now for the Big Fat Rick Show.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Fat Rick Show. Got great show for y'all today. Special guest Don CABAN and Hotel Moscow. We're going to learn a lot about them. But as you know, I'm your host. I'm Big Fat Rick, born, raised, and emotionally damaged by the beautiful city of Philadelphia. I swear, bro, listen, growing up in Philly is different. Other kids grew up learning how to ride a bike. I grew up learning how to ride a bike looking over my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Holding a cheesesteak, yelling, yo, that's my bike. In other cities, children's first words might be mama or dada. In Philly, your first word most likely will be something like, yo. Or it'll be, I'm telling my cousin. Because I swear, bro, everybody in Philly got a cousin who apparently coming to fuck somebody up. Nobody ever saw this cousin, but this cousin has a legendary reputation. You be arguing with somebody on the playground, and they say, yo, wait till my cousin get here. Like, what cousin, man? Like, where the hell does he live? And why is he always available at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday to fight an 8-year-old? Growing up in Philly, man, that's what teaches you how to survive. You be 5 years old and already know what blocks not to walk down, what corner stores sold the best water ice, and which old lady would call your mama before you even made it home. And that was Philly security, bro. We didn't need cameras. We had women sitting in windows and on porches, and every block got them. And they know everything. They be knowing who fighting, who dating, you know what I'm saying, who got fired, who got a new car. You could leave your house at 2 p.m. and your mom would get a full neighborhood report by 2:07. You walk back through the door, she'd be like, so you was down at the corner talking to that boy in the red jacket? But man, how the hell did you know that? I just got here. The FBI don't even have that information that fast. Bro, every neighborhood in Philly got the same type of characters. There's always some dude standing outside washing the same car for 6 hours. I got him right now in my alley. The car was cleaner than the hospital operating room. And they washing that motherfucker every day. It could be snowing, raining. Bro, the Eagles could be playing in the Super Bowl and a motherfucker outside washing his car. They be telling people, don't touch my car. So nobody wants to touch a 1987 Oldsmobile. Shit might fall apart and you might blame a motherfucker. Then there's always this motherfucker out here fixing the car. Motherfucker, every day you fixing the car, it ain't never fixed. Every day the hood be up. Every day the tools be everywhere. Every day the motherfucker be like, oh, I think it's almost done. Man, almost done with what, bro? The car is basically part of the sidewalk at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's like a historical marker. The city needs to come and put one of them markers on it. Growing up in Philly also meant you went to the corner store. And the corner store, it had everything. Everything from candy to hoagies, loose batteries, mops. They had single socks. Go to the corner store and cop a single sock. A DVD movie that was still in the movie theaters. See, a lot of y'all youngins don't even know what that's like. We be watching bootleg movies. In the movie, you see a motherfucker stand up, walk across, going to get some popcorn. Y'all don't know what that shit be like, bro. You could walk into a Philly corner store with $3 and come out with a full meal, a drink, and enough candy to keep a cardiologist fucking rolling. But you got to know how to order. You can't stand there reading the menu. The man behind the counter, they don't have no patience, bro. And neither does the line behind you. You got to walk in ready. Yo, let me get a cheesesteak with onions, salt, pepper, ketchup, mayo, whatever. If you pause too long, he'd yell next. Then you'd be standing there hungry as fuck, man. Because you forgot if you didn't know if you wanted provolone or Cooper Sharp. Bro, they be making 6 sandwiches, answer the phone, argue with a delivery driver, tell somebody they card declined, all at the same time, bro. The corner store people, man, they got mad talent. And don't even talk about school in Philly, because going to school was a crazy adventure. Your mama might send you in the morning wearing 3 coats, 2 hats, gloves, connected with a string, a scarf, all that shit. You look like you was being held hostage. But then by lunchtime, every child had lost at least 1 glove, and nobody knew ever where them gloves was. Philly schools notorious for consuming children's gloves. And there's probably a basement somewhere under the city with like 4 million single gloves. And school lunch, yeah, that was always suspicious. That was the place where something on your tray and they would call it pizza. Now, I know a lot of school lunch pizzas around the country, yeah, they got praised. But I remember the pizza here. That wasn't pizza, man. That was an orange rectangle with emotional problems. The cheese didn't even melt, man. It would just slide. You pick up one side and the whole top layer could move like a rug, man. But we ate it. Because Philly kids are strong, bro. Growing up in Philly was an adventure, man. That's an understatement. I'm telling you, man, we're a special breed, bro. And if you grew up in Philly, man, you know one thing for sure, man. We might be crazy, but we're never boring, bro. So once again, welcome to the Big Fat Rick Show. At this time, I'd like to bring on my first guest, Mr. Don CABAN. What's up, Don?
Yo.
How you feeling, bro?
Feeling great. I'm above ground.
That's what's up, bro. Yeah, man. So you know I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of your music.
Yes, sir.
Big fan of what you do, man, and how you do it. I think I'm getting a little bit of feedback.
For me?
Yeah.
Let me turn this fan off.
I think it's in the mic or something, man. I don't know. Like I can kind of hear myself.
What about now? Still?
Let me see. Yeah, because it's in the audio. Like I can kind of hear myself.
I don't know.
All right, yeah, we'll just roll with it, bro. So yo, you've been involved in hip hop for a long time.
Long time. I'm an old head. I wrote my first rhyme when I saw Roxanne's Revenge in 1985.
Oh shit, Roxanne.
Yeah, and you know for that pop art label up here in Philly.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. I want to be your man.
I had a crush on her. I was like, yo, if I learn how to rap and go to New York, I can get her. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, I mean, like, maybe you rap pretty good, bro.
You know who taught me how to rap, though?
Redman?
2 chicks from New York taught me how to rap. A Puerto Rican chick named Shorty Fresh. That's why I name myself Smarty Fresh. And a black chick named Keisha Cherry. One's from the Bronx, one's from Brooklyn. They gave me 1 lesson apiece because they was down south where I was from, and it was off to the fucking races.
Damn, bro. What made you want to become an artist to begin with?
Like I said, I had a crush on Roxanne Shante. I was like, yo, I got to learn how to do that. And then
so that's why you, wow. Okay.
I told her that too. Mm-hmm.
So the inspiration was the chick.
To get the chick. I wasn't athletic. I was a nerd. I was smart. So I was like, I got to do something to stand out besides getting A's on tests. Nobody gives a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? So let me do this.
So you remember what it was like when we first started, right? So now you see the way it changed, right? So what's your opinion on that?
I used to be honest, I used to be the old head hater, like, oh, this shit is trash. But once I started connecting with the younger people and seeing their scientific way that they do their art form, I appreciated it more. So
Okay.
now I personally, I have always been able to do every style that came out, every genre, every region. I can rap like Chicago, I can rap like LA, I can rap like down south, I can rap like up here. Like I want to be a universal artist,
Yeah.
basically. I can go anywhere and kill shit.
So you've worked with like several established artists from like earlier generations, like Raw Digga. Like, who have you worked with uh, that we may not know, and what have those experiences taught you?
So you probably heard of the Outsiders. They right across the bridge in Jersey.
Yeah,
Ron
I heard of
Big,
them.
Young Z, Runt Dog. Young Z smoked me one time, but I returned the favor.
Wow, he must have been on his top game that day.
Yeah, he smoked me and Runt Dog in the same song a few times. Runt smoked me before. If you get your ass spanked, you want to come back and get your lick back. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
I don't get mad or hate nothing like that. I just I see you next time, nigga. And sure enough, this is the next time I smoke their ass. And not
Have
no edge. I'm talking about clearly smoke them. So you have to be on your A game at all times. Don't slack. Because someone like me is gonna come behind you after they hear your verse and try to fucking take your head off.
Was there one collab or industry connection that made you feel like you had finally earned the respect in the rap game?
When Rob Digga admitted that I got her on a song, he's like, yeah, you got that one.
Damn, that's dope, man.
Hell yeah, that was just last year.
Yeah, man, because she was something else back in the day, bro.
Yo, we did 4 songs. I think I edged her on 2. No, we did 5, and then she got me on 3 of them. But that last one, she's like, yeah, you got that one. I'm like, yeah, I'm tired of you kicking my ass.
So being both black and Puerto Rican
And Dominican. My dad's
and
Dominican and Puerto Rican.
okay, so the trifecta, you know what I'm saying? So being the trifecta, how is being multicultural shaped your personality and your worldview?
I can see stuff from both sides. I've experienced racism from both sides. You ain't Spanish enough because we can tell you that's not your first language. Like you could tell, you know what I'm saying? Or you're not black enough because look at your hair. You got curly hair.
Yeah.
Like stupid shit like that. But also I can maneuver easily in both communities because the racism was just a few people, like older heads, not like our, generation.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Generation, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't meet my grandma and my grandfather from up here because they were racist against my mom because she was black. They thought I was gonna come out dark skinned, but I'm the same complexion as my fucking dad. Them Kenyans got some strong ass genes.
And they're they're the Puerto Ricans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that, bro. And people don't understand that. Even within our culture, there's a lot of that, man. And I always hated when I would hear that, man. I would always hate that, bro. Because, I hear my old head family too, bro. Have you ever felt pressure to represent one side more like than the other?
Yeah. So I remember this fight my mom and my dad had. Remember this saying? It was like, if somebody called you a nigger, you'll be like, I'm not a nigger, I'm a Negro. If you see a nigger, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I remember that shit, yeah.
So my dad was like, no, you say you're a Puerto Rican and you'll let them know. And my mom was like, but he's black. And my dad was like, but he's Puerto Rican. And my mom was like, but it doesn't fucking rhyme. It's just dumb shit like that.
I could see the potential for a lot of confusion with identity and because of the environment around you, bro, it's interesting.
And then it was even more crazy growing up down south with the colorism and shit.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So
I was in
yeah,
Florida for a while, so yeah, man.
yeah. Well, I grew up in the military. I've lived in Jersey, North Carolina, Kentucky, Georgia, Panama. We lived all over.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to your black heritage, what are you most proud of when it comes to that?
Well, I didn't grow up on this. My parents got divorced at 12. So my mom did not want no Spanish music played in the fucking house. Don't speak Spanish in the house. She didn't want to see no flags. She hated all that shit.
Okay.
So I grew up basically black.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up
Okay.
down south on my black side. I grew up on soul food. I didn't grow up on South Merengue, Bachata. I didn't grow up on none of that. Even my dad, he never played that shit. He played R&B, and he introduced me to hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
My first hip hop song that I heard was probably what's that shit? Planet Rock.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what my
yeah.
bottom then. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Furious
about.
5, internationally known. I remember that shit. I was sitting in the car, and my parents went and ran in the grocery store. He put the tape on. I was just mesmerized by how they was just rapping and rhyming words. And that was like, what, 1980. And then 5 years later, I started doing this shit myself. I studied it for 5 years. When did them girls teach me? They taught me in like, what, 83 to really start. And so, yeah, my first time rhyming, I was in a battle. That was my first time rhyming live. And I smoked.
Damn. That's kind of get thrown in the fire and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, they wasn't playing. Like, you can't swim? Okay, sink or swim. Just threw me in the fucking deep water with the sharks. And I got blood on my pants.
So did you ever rediscover your Hispanic heritage side?
Always, everybody down south could look at me and tell I wasn't all black. They would ask me, what are you mixed with all the time? I didn't even know I was part Dominican until I came here. My dad was like, yeah, you know your grandmother was Dominican. I was like, how would I know that? You never told me. So I didn't even know. So I was just always black and Puerto Rican down south. Everybody knew I was mixed, but no one ever seen my dad because he never came there when they were married. They got divorced when we lived in Georgia and shit. So I grew up with a single mom, but we had a big family and a close-knit family. And it's a small town. There's only one high school in the fucking town. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's related one way or another. So
when you moved back to, or when you moved to Philly, that's when you reconnected with your dad and the Hispanic side of your.
Yes,
yourself.
I lived with my dad for 5. I'm the oldest. I got 5 brothers and 2 sisters. Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah. Okay.
He had a stroke, and I moved up here, and I lived with him for 5 years to help take care of him because his wife is fucking crazy. She was racist too. She kept calling me nigger when she got drunk. So I moved the fuck out.
That's fucking nuts, man. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, you're a nigger son. So,
wow, man.
And I just happened to be the most attractive. You know, she didn't like that.
So what was that? They're Puerto Rican. They're both.
Her mom was from Spain and her dad was from Puerto Rico. So she was real light with the long hair and.
Yeah, but you said something there.
Spain more than Puerto Rico.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. You said something there. That Spain, that's where a lot of that comes from, and people don't understand that. They think Spanish, Spain, or whatever, but no, bro, no. They're not part of us. Like they hate us.
There's
hate
European
us.
Latinos,
right?
There's South American Latinos, there's Caribbean Latinos.
Right.
We're all fucking different.
They look at us as a perversion of what they are. You see what I'm saying?
They think we speak broken Spanish. What the fuck are you saying? Type shit. Yeah.
They look at us like savages, really, honestly. I mean, I'm just being real, bro.
But our parents and our grandparents' generation seems like they want to kiss their ass or be accepted by them for some reason, even though we know what the fuck they really feel about us. That shit was crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, my grandmom was from Spain, bro, so I know a lot. Well, her dad was. She was Cuban, but directly her father was from Spain. You know what I mean? So my grandmom was real light. I had to hear a lot of that. What you're talking about, I had to hear that shit all the time. She's always talking about somebody and whose baby gonna be dark and
Yeah, crazy
just the
shit.
stupidest shit, bro.
Now, on my mom's side too, we got some shit. My great grandma was French Creole, half fucking Cherokee. She passed as white, did voodoo and all that type shit.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of shit in our damn family. But yeah, basically, I grew up thinking half black, half Puerto Rican until I moved here, and I had to include, both flags
Nice.
to appease my dad up here because I have two dads basically, my biological dad and then my stepdad who was a CABAN because I'm really a Pena by blood. He was full Puerto Rican, but those grandparents were racist too.
Right. It's the older crowd, man. It really is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you definitely have a complexity about you, like who you are, your identity. It's not very clean cut. You know what I mean? Not dry.
Yeah,
Which is interesting, bro, and that's good, bro. That's everybody's different, and you definitely, like I said, have a complex thing, man. You bro, you seem I catch your post and stuff, and you seem like political. You know what I mean? You seem somewhat politically aware. What?
yeah, I've always been that way. Started in high school and shit when I saw the inequality of how black students and white students were treated, especially in the South. Like, hold up, this don't seem fucking right. Why they get preferential treatment? You like, what the fuck's going on here? I
Yeah,
was vocal like that. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
I touched on that on one of my songs, and there's a reason why these mass shootings they happen in white schools because the security is too tight in in the inner city. You cannot. You understand what I'm saying? You
You
can't
going
get
through a
in there
metal
with all the.
detector. Yeah.
Right. So if they treated the white kids like they treat the fucking inner city kids, that would stop all that right now, but they don't. They got all the freedom in the world, and they don't have to feel like they're going to jail when they go to school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like our children do here. You know what I mean? They got to go through middle detectors. There's, you know what I mean? Like
Pat
this,
down, all that.
yeah, layers of security,
We just
police
did a mass
everywhere.
shooting the other day, didn't we?
Yeah,
Like 2 days ago on the West Coast, I think. I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah. There was another shooting, man. People shooting everybody everywhere. It's crazy, man.
It
But
was
no,
like three shooters that time too. Three of them,
yeah,
not one.
coordinated. So what political issue is most important to you right now?
Um, we still have inequality, even though Civil Rights Act was passed in 60 fucking four. We clearly are not equal. And these motherfuckers just gutted the Voting Rights Act. They're changing Black history at the Smithsonian because they don't want to hurt people's feelings with the true history of this fucking country. Shit like that. That shit pisses me off to no end. Also, when people pretend like a Candace Owens or Officer, what's that nigga name? Tate.
Tatum.
Yeah, Tatum. Well, we made it, so there's no racism now. Bitch, what? Yes, there is, motherfucker. The fuck?
I think for me, man, what is most important to understand is that when you're talking about a systematic situation, you have to understand that both sides are involved in that. Because if one side wasn't, then they would have clearly pulled us out of that when they had power several times, but they did not. You know what I'm saying?
Two
They did
wings,
not.
same bird.
We had Obama, and he did more for gay people. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm just being honest. Like you had
Only good thing
Biden.
he did was the healthcare shit because they
Yeah, well,
helped billions of motherfuckers, but they trying to take that.
well, that's true. He did do that. My fault. But you had Biden, and he passed when he was younger that crime bill. You know, I was a victim of that crime bill.
Now, I think that was Clinton, right? The 1994 crime bill.
Yeah, but
Three strikes.
Biden's the one that wrote it. He's the one that
Uh,
orchestrated it, and he's the one that pushed it in Congress, pushed it in. He's the author of that crime bill.
I thought it was him and Hillary.
Well, it was a bunch of them, but he put his face on it, talking about these animals and stuff like that. Like,
Super predators.
yeah, and stuff like that. And I fell victim to that because literally in 1993, I went to prison at 15 years old because I got an enhanced sentence because they proved that I was in a gang and all that. That was directly tied to that crime bill. And what they did was they took everybody off the streets, all the minorities, they made them all felons. And now that's why motherfuckers still fucked up in their 40s right now. Couldn't get no good jobs. No, they ruined their lives early in life.
Can't get no legal firearm.
Man, not just that. How many fathers did they take out of the homes? And they left these ladies here to be raised by welfare and stuff. So the systematic shit is on both sides. They working together, and that's what we need to understand as a society. You know what I mean? Is we need revolution, but on a grand scale, not just micro. I'm with you, bro. Do you believe that hip hop artists have a responsibility to speak out about politics and injustices, or should they just dribble?
No, we need. We never. Who was the new age Chuck D or KRS One?
I can't name him. I can't name him.
The closest we had was Dead Prez, but where are they?
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely need that because we got my scamming and motherfuckers are really following that song, scamming and going to fucking jail.
Yeah.
The prison, the school to prison pipeline is some real shit, and that private prisons being owned by record labels is real shit.
Why are we glorifying the stupidest shit, bro?
I don't know. And then when you say something, they'll bring up some old songs from our past. Well, OG, y'all had this shit right here. My neck, my back, Kaya, that was in 2000. And I will say to them, motherfucker, that was 2000. It's 2026. Are we not supposed to evolve, grow, and progress?
We're going backwards, right?
The fuck?
We're devolving. Devolving.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dumbing down, bro. Has your political views ever caused you any trouble in this shit?
No. I mean, I get in arguments with damn racists online, but you can't out-talk me. They end up blocking me and shit because I just start trolling the shit out of them. And they can't fucking handle the pressure because I ain't gonna stop. I'm Aquarius. I don't fucking quit. You're gonna quit.
Be careful you don't get banned on because they be banning motherfuckers on there.
I'll be getting banned. That's why I got 3 pages.
You gotta be careful, bro. They got shooters. Days. They got shooters, bro.
Everybody got shooters. I got Mexican cousins. I'm their only black cousins. They will fucking fuck some shit up for Don CABAN.
See, that was what I was saying in my intro about how Philly motherfuckers always got a cousin. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking about that. I was like, yo, you got a cousin, bro.
Word up. They half Dominican, half Mexican. They are not playing about me.
Onda ese. So you make all kind of shit, bro. Country. I mean, I've heard your Christian gospel style, and I love it. So how are you able to move between so many different styles without losing your identity?
Like I said, I pride myself into being able to do every style that ever came out, every genre, every region. Also, doing this sync music shit, my producer, Mike City, he's from here, Philadelphia, born and raised. And we went to college together in North Carolina. He's like 3 or 4 years older than me and shit. And I have to do mad different shit for this sync shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we do bunches of songs and put them in what's called sync libraries. And then music directors that need music for commercials, video games, movies, TV shows, they go through and pick. But there's a lot of people doing it, so you have to have the hookup. So we got the hookup. Mike is friends with Big Tank, which is the music director over like 20 different shows, all of 50 Cent shows and other shows. So he'll tell Mike, hey, they're looking for this type of song. Mike could be like, hey, they're looking for this type of song. Send me the beat, I send the shit back, he give it to Tank, cross our fingers, and see what happens. So far I've gotten 23 placements on 6 different shows.
Damn.
2 of the placements I actually wrote for the actors on the show. If you get placed like that, you get way more money. The regular syncs are like $2,000 a song, and then you get your publisher. But if you write for the actors and they use that shit, and the actors are saying your bars, you get $5,000 a song.
Damn, bro, that's a good way.
So I got 2 of those joints, and then you get your publishing forever. I get an ASCAP check every fucking month for the rest of my life, and 70 years after I'm dead. It keeps coming.
It's copyrighted, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's phenomenal, bro. I think that's a great accomplishment, bro. And if it were me, I'd be proud.
Word
you know what
up.
I'm saying? If it were me, I'd be mad proud of that, bro. Which version of you is the real Don CABAN, though?
Hey, girl, let me sex that pussy. Spirit all on it. Wet that pussy. Rich. The silly nigga. The silly. I got to split for it. Don CABAN is the serious, like, serious topic type shit. The gospel. Smarty Fresh, my alter ego, he's the funny guy, the battle rapper type shit. So I go either way.
When did you first start to incorporate the gospel sound into some of your music? Was there something that happened that pulled you towards it?
The Shy season 7. We're
The Shy?
I'm on The Shy 3 times last season.
Wait a minute. No,
my gospel joint.
Wait a minute. I watch every episode of that shit religiously. What you mean you on The Shy?
I got 3 songs on last season of The Shy last year.
What?
Yeah, they played my whole song on a scene. I'm gonna send it to you after that. I'm gonna send it to you right now while I'm thinking about it.
What? Bro, me and Lisa watched that show religiously. I got to tell you, I'm not a fan of the way it ended. I'm not a fan of the actual finale.
I'm gonna be honest too. I didn't watch last season because they didn't pick none of my damn songs up.
Bro, you should be super proud of that, man.
And yo, they played the whole song. You can clearly hear my voice. It was what's that nigga name from Chicago? He's a rapper. He used to be in some of the episodes. His name Vince Staples or something.
Yeah, I think I know you're talking about. Yeah. Is that
he
his
was
name?
delivering food last season.
Oh, he got popped.
No. I didn't see that part. But
he got popped delivering food. He got popped.
Well, that wasn't the episode then, because I watched that whole episode. But he was delivering food and they was playing a song the whole time. That was me.
I gotta listen to that. I gotta rewatch
that. Right now while I'm thinking about it, because
I have The Shy on my joint, bro. I could go right to the episode and everything. It was season 4,
7, episode 6. Because this is 8 out right now, right? It's the last season. Season 8 is the last.
Season 7, episode 6. Oh yeah, I'm gonna cue that as soon as I'm done here with you, bro. I gotta watch that again.
Let me make sure that is it. What's this year's season 7?
I think it's 8, or is it 7? I'm horrible with that, bro. I just hit play when it says it's new. That's a hell of an accomplishment, though, bro. Being in The Shy, they play a lot of music. I always wondered where they got the music from.
Big Tank is over that shit too. That's one of his shows. So when you do syncs, they need 30 songs per episode.
They play a lot of music.
So they got to go through a lot of music.
Yeah, they do. They play a lot of. They have a lot of shots of the city at night that are dope. Yeah, and they play music and all that.
I'm gonna send you a cue sheet too, so you can see all the songs they use per episode. It's a lot.
That's dope, bro. Like I said, if it were me, I'd be mad proud of that. Hell yeah, bro.
I just sent it to your Facebook. You can be like, oh shit.
Yeah, because when I see it, I'm gonna remember the scene. I just didn't put 2 and 2 together that it was you, bro. So that's what pulled you into gospel music is
he said they were looking for some gospel type songs. He'll send me 5 beats at a time. So they'll have a variety. They might not only pick one, because they only pick one out of that pack of the gospel shit.
Yeah.
The thing is, you have to flood the market, because now all the industry motherfuckers are trying to get into the game.
Yeah, because now they're suffering. The sales
Yeah.
ain't there. The money
They
ain't there
tired of
like
touring.
that.
They our age. They bones fucking up. They back knees. You know what I'm saying?
They
They
need
like,
money.
they want to sit down. I want to just go to the studio and go the fuck home.
It's my money and I need it now.
Exactly. So I put Rodiga on. She already getting beats from Rock Wilder because he does a lot of things with Big Tank and Mike City. So she got 3 producers sending her shit down.
Have you been placed anywhere else or just on the Shy?
Hell no, I've been on BMF, Raising Canaan, The Shy, Dope Thief, Tyson on Hulu. What's the other show?
Damn, bro.
Yeah, the second season of fucking or third season of BMF, we took that shit over. I was on almost every episode.
Wow, bro. So you still seeing residuals from that.
I get a check every month, bro.
God bless you, bro. That you doing what you're supposed to do. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Hell yeah, man. That's phenomenal, bro. So how do people from the street side of hip hop react when you be releasing like country songs? Like your homies and shit, like, and you be coming with that yeehaw, like how do they
laugh? They laugh until they start seeing them checks. And they be like, "Shit, I'll do that shit too." They'll laugh right in my fucking face, like, "What the fuck?"
So that was, so that's the origin of why you diversified your catalog, was so that you could place on these spots.
Exactly why.
Bro, that's genius. Because you're able to pull it off. So not anybody can just come now and say, oh, okay, I'm gonna write this, I'm gonna write that. Yeah, you could try. You know what I mean? But you gotta be successful at it. You actually been successful at it.
Yeah, being that I'm mixed, I can get away with the Spanish shit because I was on 2 seasons. Oh yeah, Power Book Force with Tommy. That's the sick show. I had 3 songs on this last season and the one before that. All Spanish joints.
Damn, bro.
Because you know the plug up there, they were Spanish on the show. Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty impressed, bro. I was already impressed just when you said The Shy, bro. Just that alone. If you wouldn't have placed nowhere else but that one spot, I was mad impressed, bro. Now I'm just blown away.
Wait till I just sent everything to your Facebook Messenger. You can be like, oh shit.
That's wild, bro.
But the thing about that shit is that money will dry up. Even though it keeps coming, it'll dry up because it goes by how many people are streaming the shit.
Yeah, they'll quit streaming it because new shit will come out, and right now that shit's hot.
50 just got a deal where he's gonna put all the shows on Netflix. So that money probably about to go back up again. Like sometimes my publishing check might be $4,000. Sometimes it might be $35.
Damn, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't know what to expect.
I don't know what to expect. I know in January, July, and October, them motherfuckers be fat. But the other months, they be like, sneaker money, weed money, I can pay a bill.
Yeah.
Type shit. You know what I'm saying? But January, woo, the motherfuckers be like, hell yeah, I can pay 2-3 months of rent with this motherfucker.
I can tell you why, bro, because I used to be involved with the ratings on shit. It's because that's when everybody in the house, bro, it's cold, and they streaming, they watching TV. And in the summertime, motherfuckers on the block, bro. They outside, man. They're not in the crib fucking streaming TV.
So how you get paid off that shit is so you might sign a contract in 2024, right? The show don't air till 2025. You ain't gonna get the money till 2026. So you gotta wait too.
Yeah. But you're setting up. You know what I mean? Like while you waiting on that. Yeah, because while you waiting on that joint, now another joint coming in.
Exactly.
And then you wait, and then that joint, then you know what I mean?
So me and Mike, we got over 200 songs together. That's why I can send something new every fucking week.
And you still working?
Still working. I just finished the damn song the other damn day. He wants me to sound like, I have to sound like other artists too. They'll be like, yo, we need you to sound like Bun B. We need you to sound like Rakim. We need you to sound like Daz Effects. Like the shit I wrote for the show, they were imitating Daz Effects. I don't know if you watched BMF or Raising Canaan.
I've heard of them, but I have not. The Shy, yes, every single episode.
Okay.
I don't watch a whole lot of I watch more YouTube than anything.
Me too.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I used to watch a lot of stuff, but we got too much going on now, man. YouTube, shorter videos. A movie be 2 hours long. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I'm interested in seeing your placements on there, though. I'm very interested in seeing it.
Once you get off of here, check your Facebook message. I sent you everything.
That's dope, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a second. I'm not. Oh, okay. They're on their Instagram. Okay, all right. I have to look at them, like you said, when I hop off of here.
Uh-huh.
But that's dope, bro. I am very interested in all those placements, bro. So when you spit, bro, you be spitting to me more Philly style. That's what I hear in your voice and your cadence. But you spent a lot of time in Carolinas. You could have easily been sounding like them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So how did Philly influence you in, you know what I'm saying, in your delivery?
Some of my favorite rappers are from here. Black Thought.
Oh, come on.
Cassidy.
Yeah.
This new guy. Oh, it's Ryder. That guy's fucking nice. And then Jersey's right across the water. And my favorite rappers from there. Redman, my absolute favorite. Runt Dog, Young Z, Lauryn Hill, Lady Luck, Rod Digger, of course. So basically, I grew up with my cousins coming down south for the summers with mixtapes of 98.7 KISS and WBLS. So I basically, modeled my shit off of New York rappers and Jersey rappers when I first, started rapping. But since I've been here, I absorb. I'm like a sponge. I absorb the environment that I'm at. So yeah.
Now you mentioned yourself that you're older. You've been in the game a really long time, bro.
I am 52 years old. I'll be 53 in fucking February, bro.
What keeps you still motivated right now, pushing out all that material?
Making this money with Mike City. You know who Mike City is?
I've heard of him. The producer.
I wish I never met her at all. Yeah. He wrote and produced that shit.
Yeah. But he's a producer for television, right? I be seeing his name on certain.
Yeah, he do mad syncs, but he's produced for everybody. Check his damn Wikipedia. You'll be like, oh damn, that's your producer? Yes. That nigga lives in Beverly Hills next door to Mr. T. They're neighbors.
Mr. T, that was a character growing up.
And he's still rich.
He was the first motherfucker with all that bling, or whatever you want to call it.
Real bling, too. Not the hollow shit, the rappers. He said his shit's solid.
Yeah, man. Remember them hollow-ass chains and shit, the Run
Clink,
DMC?
clink,
yeah.
clink, clink.
You can hear him coming down the street and shit with the motherfuckers. Yo. So, when your career's over, bro, how do you want people to remember you as an artist, man?
As a universal artist from a place where not a lot of recognition is for MCs. We don't have a lot of recognition for MCs. Who we got? We got Little Brother. You heard of Little Brother?
Yep.
I went to college with them.
Oh, that's
you heard
dope.
of Ninth Wonder?
Ninth Wonder? Of course.
We all went to college together. Sunshine Anderson. Yeah, we all know each other. Yeah, so they're still doing their thing.
Ninth Wonder is I love that sort of production, bro. You know what I mean? I flow on that all day, bro. Yeah. All the production that they have on their albums is crazy, man. I love it.
We all went to the same school, North Carolina Central University in Durham. Same city Duke is in.
You mentioned Black Thought, man. Black Thought might be the greatest rapper ever.
Black Thought came to this club called Cat's Cradle back in the damn day, and he invited some people on stage to rap because it was a college town, like 10 colleges in a 50-mile radius. And I got on stage and rapped with fucking Black Thought.
Damn, bro. Now again, that's something I would be mad proud of, bro.
Hell yeah. I remember that shit because he was like, y'all got to freestyle off the top. And I was rhyming written. He could tell. He took the mic. He was like, no, freestyle. And he handed the mic back. And then I started freestyling and he started bobbing his head. Yeah. I'll never forget that shit. Tariq is cool as fuck.
That is one hell of a memory, bro. What's one mistake that you may have made early in your career that you want artists to learn from?
Do not give your opinion online because you never know who's watching. This was like 20 some years ago. I was in a debate with somebody and I said something about Ninth Wonder sound like Pete Rock a lot too much or something. And it got back to him. And I think he don't like me to this day because of that shit.
Damn. Yeah, that sucks. That's not even a bad thing. That's not even a bad thing, bro. Pete Rock is dope.
Yeah. And I think it's that because I was in the debate with this guy. And then another guy came in and he was like, it's not that he tries to sound like Pete Rock Smarty. And that wasn't my screen name. So I was like, Smarty, you know me. This must be Ninth Wonder. Haha. It's just my opinion, bro. And then the next year, I saw him at our college homecoming, and he acted like cold toward me. I was like, yo, what's up? He's like, what's up? I was like, yeah, that was definitely him.
He is pretty dope, though, bro. But you fuck with some other pretty dope artists and stuff like that, man. Hey,
Yeah.
do you feel like you be making your strongest work right now?
Yes. I've never written like this before. I was in a crew. I used to only have to do 116 and get the fuck up out of there. Now I got to do both verses, the hook, different styles, different voices. Like, it's a lot of fucking work. And he don't give a fuck what's going on. They don't give a fuck. I had 3 surgeries on my hand since I've been here for writing so damn much. Like, it's called trigger finger, where your finger gets stuck and you can't move it. You have to physically move it with your other fucking hand.
Yeah.
This nigga was like, learn to write with your left hand then.
Look at my hand, bro.
Yeah, you need surgery. Got to get the surgery, bro.
Because we write with our hands, not in the phone. You know what I mean?
So
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
they don't
bro,
give a fuck.
isn't it weird how like you be in different stages of your career and you be thinking you at the top of your game in that moment? Because I bet if I would have went 20 years back and asked you that question, you would have told me you was at the strongest point of your game then, 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't know how much better you're gonna get if you keep fucking with it.
I think I got better by watching current battle rap, going to the events and being friends with battle rappers. Like I was cool with E Hart, the #1 battle rap chick. And I saw the complexity of their bars, and I'm like, shit, I gotta step my shit up.
Yeah.
Bro,
Some of that shit be so well thought out, bro. It's crazy, bro. I mean,
geniuses, bro.
compared to the battle rap when we was kids,
Exactly.
that shit was dope, but it was more like violent bars. Like, I'll do this and I'll do that.
They still got them.
Yeah, I know. But now they be more cerebral. They be more cerebral with it, bro.
Because they have months and months to prepare. Whereby back in our day, we didn't know who the fuck we were going to battle until they just stayed in front of us.
Very good point, bro. In fact, sometimes you might not even know. You be like, yo, and you just jump up there. You know what I'm saying?
Now these motherfuckers got 3 months to write. They're stalking your page. They're looking up your criminal record. They're doing all kinds of shit to find information about you.
3 months to write is so much time to really nuke somebody, bro.
Bird up.
If you can't do it with 3 months to write, you know what I mean?
You get three-minute rounds. So that's basically you spitting a whole song per round. 60 bars per round.
Damn.
And you can't have no filler. Everything you got to punch back to back to back to back. Because once you lose the crowd, it's a fucking rap.
Yeah. Oh, but if you get the crowd, it's a rap. You know what I mean? I love that environment, bro. It's also my background from back in the day, man. Have you ever missed any major opportunities Like because you fucked up, or you know what I mean? Anything like that?
Not that I could remember offhand. I do remember just fucking with a bunch of people all the fucking time doing mad songs and going absolutely fucking nowhere with the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until Mike. Now, even Mike, I haven't seen him since I was 19 years old. We have not been in front of each other since I was a teenager. He hit me up on Instagram out the blue in like 2021. Asked, do I still rap? I sent him some shit. He was like, oh, hell yeah, you still rap. Then he told me about the sync world. He's like, oh, I'm tired of fucking with artists and their egos. I just want to stay home and produce. I'm doing sync music now. You interested? Blah, 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 blah. So we did one song. I didn't hear from him for a year. I was like, damn, another letdown.
It
And
happens.
then a year and a month later, I get a fucking contract. They want to use the song on Tyson.
Damn. So he must have been shopping the song then. It took a while. Sometimes it does. You know what I mean?
Like I said, if you sign a contract in 2024, you probably might not get that money to 2025 or 2026.
Yeah, you gotta be patient in the game and keep dropping gems.
Yep.
Very, very interesting, bro. Your career and what you're doing now is very interesting because now what you're doing is you're like employed now as a musician. You know what I mean? Like you got a steady gig, bro.
Finally, I used to get them ASCAP statements every year, 0.00, 0.00.
Yeah,
20
shit
plus years.
piss
Now
you
I'm
off.
getting money on that motherfucker.
Right, man. You remember the first time you made money off this shit?
First time I made money while I was living in Richmond, Virginia. I was fucking with my man Fred the Bedroom Wizard. I was actually fucking with the Super Friends, Mad Skills, Lonnie B, Danger Mouth, all them, going to the radio station rhyming. He used to put out actual wax, and we made money off of that shit. I made a few grand off of that. But as far as the biggest money has been doing this sync shit.
It's now. Now is when the pinnacle. Now is when you reached it. That's dope, bro. And you're writing the best shit that you ever wrote in your life.
Ever.
Keep sending it in, bro. Keep sending it in because this shit is some heat, man. And I'm going right now after this show. I got one more interview after you, but after that, I'm going right to that episode of The Shot, and I'm watching that shit, bro. You said it was season 7, episode 6.
I sent everything to you. Once you start going through the shit I sent you, you'll see everything.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna watch it on Paramount. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling it up on the big TV with the surrounds on and all that shit, bro. All right, bro. But yo, that's all I have for you today, man. I really appreciate your time, bro, and I learned a lot about you, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you. You know, I'm gonna send some shit this weekend.
Bro, do you have any upcoming projects or anything you want to tell the people about? Anything you got coming up?
I'm probably working on a second EP. I need everybody to go to my website, www.doncaban.net. You can see everything I'm talking about. My first EP with Mike, all my placements, and everything that's coming out. I'm probably coming out with another EP next year. But for right now, I'm just doing a bunch of sync shit. Like, I literally have no days off. I have a job, too. I work for the IRS.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I've been at the IRS since I've been here. I moved here on October 18th of 2018 and started work the same fucking day.
Wait, so you was up there on the boulevard?
Nah, I'm down here on Market and 30th.
Oh, you Center City type shit.
Yeah, I'm on Chestnut. I can walk to work in 15 minutes straight down Chestnut.
That's the best.
Old post office. So yeah.
Yeah,
you got a good government job. So
and you ain't got to pay for parking and none of that shit, bro. Nope. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Well, when you get the EP done, you know what I mean, obviously send it in to us, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Shouts out to Don CABAN. We really appreciate you, man.
All right, love. I see you.
Yes, sir. Much love, bro. Oh, shouts out to Don CABAN. What an interesting story, man. I had no idea that that's what he was doing now. He's actually placing in these series, you know what I mean? These shows. That's crazy. I watched that show religiously, The Shy. The other ones I've heard of and almost watched, but I just never got around to watching them yet. Now I might be a little bit more interested to watch it. Shouts out to Don. I think it's a good accomplishment. I think it's a great accomplishment, man. Much love, bro. All right. Next up, I'm going to bring on Hotel Moscow. What's up, bro? What's up,
Howdy,
man?
bro.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, bro. I like the hat, bro. I like that shit,
Shout
bro.
out Philly.
Um, yo, so so like I wanted to ask you first of all, let's start with your name, bro. Where did you come up with the name Hotel Moscow?
So, um, my name and certain other things that I do kind of have a mythology behind it. Um, and I want to say, oh, 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. And people can go ahead and say this sounds ridiculous, but uh, I, I found this place and it reached out to me and it gave me a way to make music. And so, in order to do it, I had to sit here and take the name of it. Um, whenever I was starting out, it was just easier to sit here and say, I don't know, just came up with something else. But there's a very strange, weird mythology with what I got going on with it.
Um, what other strange names may have you considered before that one?
Before the hotel reached out to me, um, I had the most stupid names that I could think of. Um,
It
'Cause
happens.
I grew up playing instruments from the time I was little. Uh, like I wanted to call myself, but then again, whenever I first really started making music, I wasn't even performing. I was just producing, making like dance music and stuff like that. So, like, I wanted to call myself like Grim and all sorts of really like cringy names I look back on now.
Just Grim by itself. I
It
know a
was
couple
Grim
guys.
XL,
I know a couple guys with that in their name.
and then uh, God, it's embarrassing. Like Massive Doctor Smiley was one of them. Uh,
Massive Dr. Smiley.
yeah, yeah.
That's interesting.
Like, nah, it is lame as hell. I know.
Nah, bro, everybody starts out with a journey. You think we just jump into the game all goaded out, you know what I mean? Dope name. Bro, a lot of this is evolutionary. You evolve into, right? You know what I mean? Like, bro, I started out, I called myself Mr. Murder. That was like one of my first names, dude. Mr. Murder. I remember that shit. I used to be whispering that shit in my little cassette tapes. Mr. Murder. Shit corny as fuck, bro. But yo, that's how we start, bro. You know what I mean? That's how we start, man. So you got this thing
Yeah,
going
for
on
sure.
with the ski mask, right? Um, what can you tell me a little bit about why you choose to use a ski mask?
So it's actually not my choice. Um, in the deal that I kind of made in order to sit here and make music and be able to experience the things that I've done, uh, part of it was that I couldn't show my face. And so whenever I actually started getting on a microphone and rapping or singing or anything like that, I had some sort of mask on. And then I just kind of settled on this after a while.
But
I've
who
had
told
different
you?
variations, but
Who told you you couldn't show your face?
the hotel.
Really? Okay. So you just kind of embraced it, and now you've kind of created a persona or something like, or whatever you want to call it, around that.
Yeah, because I know it's going to come across really weird. Uh, you know, uh, People are going to be confused but just like, bands like Sleep Token have their own mythology, there's a mythology behind my journey here too. And, you know, uh, I just got to embrace being unique in that way.
So do you think listeners experience your music any differently because they can't see your face?
I hope they do.
And
Um,
are you going to be,
I know
are you,
that in hip hop, you know, a lot of my experience in hip hop has been it being a fashion contest.
yeah.
Like it's as long as your voice sounds a certain way, you dress right, and you look right, then you could be the next one to pop off. And so
Yeah,
taking
man.
that away makes people just have to sit with what I'm doing.
Okay. Yo, that's pretty articulate way to explain that actually. You're leaving the listeners, they're just stuck with the music. Like there's no, you
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like they can't attach anything else to it. Like you said, that's what they want. They want to attach the fashion to it. Everything but the music itself. I get it, bro. I get it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, would you ever perform without the mask, or is this something? I guess it's permanent until you, because of the hotel thing.
Yes, permanent. Um, I would. It isn't that I have a problem with it. Uh, you know, my first show was at Pops in St. Louis, which was way bigger than I was ever prepared for. Uh, you know, I still feel like I have stage fright as it is, even with a mask on.
Right. It
Um,
happens.
but you know, uh, people will be able to see that how I look is going to change over time, but it's never going to be what people are going to be wanting, which is, you know, to see my bare face.
So I also used to hide. Back in the day, I also would not show my face and would wear a lot of masks and stuff like that. So I kind of get it, but I was doing it for different reasons. You know what I mean? Like more like it just to be mysterious, I guess. I don't know. When did you realize that you wanted to start making beats instead of just being a vocalist?
I never thought I was going to be a vocalist. Um, uh,
So the beats came
so,
first.
3, 4 years old, yeah, 3, 4 years old, I was playing drums.
Okay.
Uh, and then I want to say like 13, I picked up bass and guitar, and then piano after that, and then it was production, and then I had a little stint with that, and then this like moment happened where I, you know, found, Hotel Moscow, and it found me, and everything just kind of came together. And it it gave me a I know people are thinking this sounds so weird, but this I feel like this is the first time in an interview I'm actually really even speaking on any of it.
Well, that's
Um,
good, man. Don't worry about
because
what people may think, and fuck that. Just
yeah, now the hotel was what really pushed me to actually be a performer. I don't necessarily think I'm a performer like that. I didn't
okay.
ever really want to be on a microphone, being honest with you.
That's pretty dope,
Uh,
bro. So you started with
it was
the
only
production.
yeah, and I knew what I needed to hear, but like I didn't hear anybody doing it the way I felt I needed to hear it be done. So then I, you know, just picked it up and started doing it myself.
That's dope, bro. So when you create a song, right? Do you hear the full song in your head first, or do you build like do you just make the beat first and then you start working on what the vocals might be, or do you just hear it all at once?
So I have different methods that have changed and will circle out from time to time. Um, you know, usually it'll start with, I call it throwing shapes. Like I use visualization to come up with the emotion that I'm trying to put out. And then that's kind of my guiding light for how I produce a song as well as how I put down vocals on a song. So it never really feels like it's doing it piece by piece or knowing the whole thing. It feels more like, you know, eventually finding the right road that you're supposed to be on,
Yep, I think I do know.
and then I just build it up from there. I don't know if that makes sense.
How would you describe your sound to somebody that's hearing you for the first time?
Um, well, I want to put it in terms that I know that aren't just something basic. I would describe my sound as being the real array of feelings that people feel throughout their life. I don't feel like there's a single song I've made that doesn't match a feeling that every single person has had at some point.
So
Uh,
it's
and
important.
that's kind of been my guiding light.
So it's important to you to that your music be relatable.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I remember listening to you the other day describe what you felt making it was, right? Having your message resonate with the most amount of people possible.
That was a hard question, though,
And
man.
that's where I feel like, yeah, but I feel like that's really on the money though, because I feel like that's why, number one, why we make music, but number two, that's what makes music special, is because that's the only way that you can almost transmit a feeling into somebody else's mind or heart and soul.
Yeah,
And
bro.
so
It
the
sounds like you
ability to be able to
understand the
do
power
that
of
is so
music, bro.
amazing.
Yeah, it sounds like you understand the power of music.
Yeah.
I think there's a delay when I'm talking. I think you're not getting it right away. There must be some kind of lag or something. I'm not sure. Um,
If so,
that's
my bad.
no, that's not your. That's not even your fault, bro. That's just you know what I mean. The way stream, you know, it's just sometimes that happens, man. Um, no, bro, the way you put that, man, I love what you said there. Being able to transmit a thought or a feeling to another person on a mass scale. I like how you put that, and that's on the money. So, so who influenced your music early on, and what influences would surprise people?
Um. So influenced my music early on. Um. Uh. You'd be surprised, but as far as the music that I put out and stuff like that, uh, Lil Wayne for sure. But I I love people like uh, Nas was really big for me. Um, Jay-Z was huge for me. Um,
Those are some good
uh,
names.
but then I just as much in R&B, like you know, Genuine. But the one that might surprise people is uh, really I have a really big, deep history with metal music, and even Johnny Cash is my favorite artist of all time.
That yeah, that is somewhat surprising. But I hear that a lot, so I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. But that's dope. So, I guess the surprising aspect would be the metal bands for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, um, yeah, because I definitely loved metal before I ever fell in love with any other type of music.
That's interesting too, bro. Do you create like different personalities or voices when recording, or are we hearing the real you on every track?
So I know that that's a thing at the voice. What I would say though is on every track, what you're hearing is me trying to transmit the feeling of even something maybe I didn't even personally go through. Like, um, I'm trying to find a good way to explain it. Like, I have songs where I feel like, you know, uh, it would be the perfect transmission of the feeling of like, you know, a couple who's about to pass away after they've been married for 80 years. Or I have songs where, you know, it's a perfect translation of the feeling of what it's like after you just sat there and said, you know, fuck everything, I'm going to destroy everything around me. Um, I feel like I get to dive into little pools of what almost like taking a diving into other people's lives for a minute. But it's all something that connects us all. And so I feel like, I don't know, almost like I get to be somehow like special in the fact that I get to join in that kind of translation of emotion.
Damn, bro. That's I like how you put that. So you worked as a counselor for a little bit?
Yeah, yeah. I worked as a drug and alcohol counselor. as well as I was a uh, DSP and worked at my my city's local homeless shelter. Ran their soup kitchen there.
What were those experiences like, man?
Um, you know, there's a fine line between saying that I feel like those were the times where I felt the most connected to the people around me, to be saying that those were some of the most traumatic experiences ever. Um,
Right.
Sometimes it's a little bit of both with shit sometimes. Um, but I always love the fact that no matter what I got to, I was always intensely involved with my community.
So that's important to you to give back then.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't, I couldn't imagine uh, not giving back.
What called you to do that?
Um, okay, so like, I mean, you're an artist, so you know you've had people come up to you and say, "Wow, you know, you got blessed with being able to do what you do, right?" Um, uh, Almost like they think like, you know, you were just born with it, right? But we both know that okay, there might have been a spark, but you had to do a ton of hard work in order to actually have it be what they're seeing.
I think that's fair.
Um, I don't think there's a lot of stuff that's unique about me that I was born with, other than um, I'm super empathetic. I really care about other people, and that's a switch I just can't ever turn off. And so, you know, I
Where did that come from?
whether it was, I think I was just born like that. I think that's one of the only things that you know, I didn't, you know, just make myself later. You know, everything else in my life I feel like came from just hard work, you know, doing it every day. Uh, but
But this urge to
I,
help
I
people, is this something that you like? So you say you were born with it, but like growing up in your household, did you see many examples of this, and then it made you want to do that, or like no, literally just something inside you?
no,
No, diddy.
yeah, I mean, you know, my mom, uh, you know, she ended up giving me up whenever I was 3, and I hadn't ever met my dad until I was a teenager, and then he got killed in the
Wow.
riots we were having over by St. Louis. Um,
Oh, when the
and
kid got
so
killed, when the kid got killed in Ferguson,
yeah,
your dad got killed in those
yep,
riots. Wow,
yeah, my
bro.
dad, he actually knew, you know, he knew that kid and his family. You know, St. Louis is a lot smaller than people would think, and yeah, he was doing a documentary about it, and he ended up getting killed.
Wow, bro. I'm sorry to hear
Uh,
that, man.
I mean, you know, like he was doing, you know, what he knew how to do. You know, maybe there's a tiny spark. My dad was, before he was into doing all that, he was a producer for a hip hop radio station in St. Louis.
Okay, so
Uh,
there is some
so
kind of connection with music.
yeah, like I grew up around it because I got put with my grandparents, and it was me and my grandmother against the world, and almost everything I learned about how to be a good person. I feel like I learned from my grandmother, and everything when it came to music, I saw from her and my grandpa. You know,
So
he was out playing with his band. You know,
that's who raised you, your grandma?
yeah.
Okay. And then, so when did you start creating your own music?
Uh, really late. Um, I, I, I played instruments, but whenever you're playing instruments, 99% of the time you're playing, the music you like to listen to. Um, uh, I want to say I got locked up in 2008, and
Did
I
you
was
go to
in and
prison?
out for a while after that. YA. So yeah.
How much time
Um,
did you, what, youthful, you did the youthful act or whatever? Youthful offender act?
yeah. Yeah. The better part around 3 years.
Wow. And then what made you want to change your life and say, okay, I don't want to, I don't want to keep doing that.
So this is me just kind of being brutally honest. To this day, there's still stuff I want to do, but what made me change my life was for the first time in my life, that's whenever I saw my grandma cry and ask me not to do something. And me and my grandmother always, took promises really serious. And she said, promise me you're not gonna, you know, go out there and keep doing that same type of stuff, or, you can't get locked up again. I just can't see it. And I've kept that promise even after she's passed away.
Good for you, bro. What was the root of the issue in that time frame?
Uh, Me,
Was it a
violence,
was there addiction, or were you a gang member? Were you dealing drugs? I mean, what, like what led to all the contact with the police?
yeah, I was a member. Um, and, I became an addict, but like that never even spilled over to be something that people even really knew about until after I got sober.
Okay.
Um, you know, it was just, the gang stuff really
So you didn't go to
had
prison
me
or jail
caught up.
for drugs per se, for selling or stealing for drugs, robbing for drugs rather,
No.
because now they don't steal for drugs; they straight up rob people for drugs. Yeah. You
Yeah,
know what I
no.
mean? Like before they would steal,
I
but now it's not
yeah.
that.
Yeah, no,
So
I never had my drug addiction like really uh be a noticeable thing. It was really more so I noticed that it was making me not do the things with my life that I was wanting to do. And
right.
so,
Well, yeah,
that's what made
they
me
tend to
change
do that.
that.
What
Yeah,
what gang were you running with, bro?
East Coast Bloods.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you see, you see, like, so I think I know a thing or two about what you're talking about, bro. So
Yeah, I'm sure
hotel.
you do. Yeah.
Yeah. Hotel, what made you want to become a counselor?
Um, because I wanted to. I was hearing how people were hurting, but I didn't know the tools to actually do anything about it. So that's what really pushed me into that, and I knew that from my experience of getting sober, you know, like me and you have talked, and you know that like I look a certain way without the mask. So like I knew that people were gonna relate to seeing the way I look, you know, especially once I was dealing with like our, you know, because we had a program, for minors and stuff like that. Like them kids weren't, you know, resonating with nothing, like a 56-year-old man had to say about AA. Like,
Right. They don't want to.
you
They're not.
know,
That's not getting through.
yeah. And I just, I don't know. I honestly went in and interviewed, and I was sure I wasn't going to get that job. I was late. I showed up wearing like, dressed like a rapper too, wearing like, all white and stuff.
Yeah.
And like weirdly enough, ended up getting a call back, from the boss, and he was like, "Hey, whenever I first came to work here, I was dressed exactly like you." And he put me on. And, you know, his name was Gene. Shout out Gene. Like he really recognized that I wanted to just give back to, the same community I feel like I'm from.
That you came from, right? That's dope as fuck, man. A lot of people talk about this shit. Oh, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
but I'm meeting somebody that actually did it, and I respect that, bro. I respect the hell out of that. So you started your own label, right?
Well, so it's not a label per se. Uh we have a production imprint, Dark Water Productions, yeah.
And Skylar Pendergrass is under that umbrella. I think he mentioned that in the interview.
Yeah, so I got Skylar Pendergast, the band Shatterfall, uh,
Oh, they're also
and I have
under
a
the
couple other
umbrella.
artists.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
dope.
yeah,
Those are really, really solid artists, bro.
yeah. And you know, being able to see what they do is just absolutely amazing. Um, and I created Dark Water to not be a label because I've been on other labels and stuff like that. It's actually kind of designed to hopefully give up and coming artists a boost up and give them actual paperwork so that if a label finds them or another company finds them, they can actually get bought out for the money they deserve
Right,
rather than getting an offer based off of, how much, they've streamed or, how many album copies they've sold before, which is what, a lot of, labels are still doing
sure.
today.
Yeah, sure. What so what do you provide as that producer? So it sounds like they're kind of signed to a production deal. So is that what they're getting
Yes.
production from you? You provide the production for their projects, or most of it.
So, uh, yeah, full engineering, production, as well as help with writing, uh, uh, and executive production. Because I feel like executive production is looked over a lot nowadays. you know, especially working with Shatterfall, just being able to get an entire band together and have them all move forward on one idea,
That's tough, ain't
it
it?
kind of takes an outside person to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're great. I mean, uh, everybody in that band, they just automatically click the second they start playing together.
That's a beautiful thing, ain't it? So
Yeah.
what are
Yeah.
some of the
No, it's
challenges?
amazing.
What are some of the challenges, dude, like of running this label while you're trying to create your own music?
This is the main challenge I have, and I feel like it's kind of with music in general, but it is a challenge with Dark Water. Is it getting through to people that you're not there to swindle them, because we all know that whenever you're up and coming, the second somebody puts something on paper in front of you, it's scary as fuck.
Right.
I mean, ain't none of us gonna sit here and got the money, kicked back for a lawyer to go over contracts or whatever. So everybody's usually really scared of that moment whenever it starts to get so real they need to sign a piece of paper. Um, and so dealing with people on that business level is the hard part for me. I don't like that's a part I really don't enjoy. But I do know that no matter what, the artist is getting the most that I can personally give, and I'll sacrifice from my own solo career to hopefully get them to where they need to be.
If I was an artist, that's exactly what I would want my producer to be saying. You know what I mean? I got to tell you, bro. That's exactly what I would want my guy saying. So when you sign and you work with an artist, right? What matters the most to you, bro? Or what do you put high regard in? Is it their talent, originality, loyalty, marketability? What is it about these people? You know what I mean? When you choose an artist to work with, what are you looking for? What are you looking at?
Well, I feel like I got a pretty good idea of being able to look at something and tell, like, oh yeah, people will fuck with this. I feel like I'm pretty good at being able to spot the wave before it comes. But I mean, what I'm looking for is because you really have to have the originality and almost all of the things you listed above. You almost have to have every single one of those. But there's just like a special, I don't know, shine to some people where I can tell, like, oh, if they just got put in front of the right eyes, like their career would like blast off. Um,
Yeah. I feel
and as
that way
far as
about a lot of
working with
people.
them, yeah, I know, uh, and I'll end up seeing people give up, and it breaks my heart. As far as working with them, honestly, the biggest thing is convincing people that they can really be honest with me and it's not going to affect anything that happens to them.
That's dope.
Uh, that's probably been my biggest issue, like working with other artists, even in my solo career. I feel like if if more people were really brutally honest with how they felt or what they wanted, like it wouldn't be so many people trying to step on each other in order to get where they want.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see that. So, does Hotel Moscow represent your real personality, or is this an alter ego?
neither. Uh, you know, I know that nobody really is doing concept albums anymore, but the last two albums I put out uh, are concept albums, and they really tell the story of the meaning behind everything. It's not an alter ego. If anything, it's sacrificing my ego
Okay.
in order to do something that I love. Um, you know, uh, that there's a lot behind it, and you know, there are people that know what I look like, you know, and it ain't exactly like they call me by my government name. Like everybody still calls me Moscow or something like that. So I feel like, uh, yeah, no, I feel like it's just been this is the ultimate way of giving up my ego, because
By
I feel
by
like my
by
career would
disguising
be way
yourself.
further if I, yeah,
I
like my career would be way further if I didn't do this.
I see what you're saying. So it's almost like, and you alluded to it earlier in the interview. It's like you're removing that complete element out of it, and it's just left up to the music. That's what it sounds like your
Yeah.
mission statement is.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know, and then there's more of a mythology behind there too, like a genuine mythology like that you would find out of like Pink Floyd or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Uh I kind of have that same thing going on too. Because I have to humble myself a bit, even talking to you about all this, because I don't even consider myself to be a rapper in the first place. Um,
Well, I mean, you are.
you know, I
Yeah. I
feel,
mean, you may not consider yourself one, but I've heard your music. Um, it's it's very unique, and it's really it's decent, bro. You make good music. And I've heard shit. I've heard what 6, 7 different songs from you now. So I have a large sample size, not just like one off. So
yeah.
I enjoy your music, bro. The the only other thing I wanted to know and ask you about, bro, is you were part of the Reality Check Records, and I know Skylar was too, and he's still cool with Zach. I don't know much about what your involvement was in that, but from your perspective, why are you now not on there and doing your own thing?
Um, you know, listen, I have nothing bad to say about anybody. You know, I just sat there and did, you know, a show with Zach Tier, the 618 Fest. Uh, you know, Holden too. I got a song with Holden on it that's getting ready to come out. Um, it wasn't. It just wasn't where I was meant to be. And you know, there were misunderstandings from people that are no longer involved too. And you know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Whenever I joined, I had told, you know, Zach and Holden, like, eventually I'm gonna do Dark Water. Like that's my goal, you know, no matter what. And
So
they knew that
you
from the get
already
go
had
and respected it. So
the name, and it was already a thing, huh?
yeah, yeah. Like I knew what I was gonna do, and you know, like uh, it was just, you know, I've been on, I was on another label whenever I, you know, was in the very beginning of my career, you know, and you know, we parted ways too, and like you know, they were based out of Michigan. Shout out Zandy and all of them. Like they were really good to me. uh, you know, like we're still working together. It's just, you know, I maybe it's just I'll word it this way that I always knew I was gonna outgrow it.
Yeah, you already had the name and the idea, and you were already. It wasn't something that you formulated after you know what I mean. You went in and you already
Yeah,
had this
yeah,
going
yeah,
on, so it's understandable.
yeah,
Even more so, you let them know that you, at some point, would be
yeah.
interested in pursuing, your own avenue, and there's nothing wrong with that, bro. Do you have any
Yeah.
upcoming projects or anything anybody about?
Yes, so actually, I am retiring from hip hop. Um, I have uh, two final rap and hip hop albums. Uh, one is dropping on the 30th, uh, and then I have another one that I haven't announced a date for yet. But the first one is called For the Members, and then uh, Demon Season will be coming out here very soon. And then from then on, Hotel Moscow will purely be in the R&B lane, doing R&B music, and I already have uh, some records put together for that.
Yeah, I believe I've heard a few. Um, you know what you're doing, bro.
Uh, uh,
So you already said you grew up
yeah, and
and R&B was an influence in your music.
yeah, for sure. I I'm doing 5 Star Bash with DLO and Deeg in Harrisburg, Illinois this Friday. And then I'll be playing along with them in Louisville, Kentucky, here in August. Uh, and then, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm mad unprofessional about remembering the dates for my show, so I don't even remember. But I know that I'm booked all the way through the rest of the year.
Hey,
But those are the
double
first ones that
check.
I
You
can
don't want
think
to.
of.
You don't want to miss it. Double check the dates, buddy. Because one thing is not remembering, but then you at least get to the venue, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Fingers crossed. I've never sat there and just completely forgotten this show. Not yet.
Yeah. You'll figure it out. You'll write it down. You'll set an alarm, something, brother, something. Yes, sir. Um,
Yeah, because I wanted to tell you, I thought it was cool because I was watching the first interview. I'm still one of those people that writes down my lyrics in an actual book too. Don't think that just because I'm a little younger, I've moved on to the phone.
oh, okay. You still
Nah,
writing with the hand, huh? You're gonna get the trigger finger
yeah,
too,
like
bro.
I have like I
That's
do.
dope. Hey, that's dope, bro. Because I feel like there's a special connection when you write that way. You know what I mean? Like I don't know,
Oh,
man.
for sure.
Look. I've been in the car, bro, and something will, yeah, and I'll write it down in my phone. Right? Come on. But no, when I sit down to write, bro, I got tons of just books everywhere and pens everywhere. Like I think that's the connection, man. A writer writes always. That's from Throw Mama from the Train.
No, yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah, that's from that movie. All right, bro. That's all I have for you today, man. I really appreciate your time and everything, man. Good interview. I learned a lot about you that I didn't know, and that's the purpose of all this.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate you having me on so much, and I apologize for the delay. If it's my fault, I'll figure it out. Maybe there'll be a part two.
Yeah, man. It's probably on the connection on your end or something like that, but it wasn't that big a deal. it didn't mess us up too bad.
Okay. No, thank
All
you
right,
so
bro.
much. I really appreciate it, bro.
Hell yeah, bro. Thank you, man. Have a good day, bro. All right, so Hotel Moscow, another interesting story. You can see that a lot of artists have gone through a lot. You heard him talk a little bit about when he was younger and the way he was, raised by his grandmom. There's a lot of kids out there that can relate to that. My grandmom had a lot to do with my upbringing as well. So, and just very interesting story overall. So, for y'all, man, that tuned in, I really appreciate y'all. Stay tuned for the Rickrugerreviews episode coming up next. Send your music in. And thanks for rocking with me, man, because you never know who's next, man. Could be you.
Well, that's the end. We're calling it a night. The buffet was loaded and the food was just right. Stacked up the plate, then I went back for 3. If there's one more dessert, save a slice for me. Mashed potatoes, chicken ribs on a roll. Mac and cheese put a smile on my soul. Ice cream, corn and pie saying come on back. I ain't leaving till my buttons start to crack. Hey, we cleaned that buffet. Every single tray got carried away. From the first bite to the last French fry, we ate so much we nearly touched the sky. So wave goodbye till the next big feast. Bring your appetite from west to east. Same big laugh, same hungry crew. The Big Fat Rick Show will be waiting for you. Now it's time to roll on home. Find a couch and leave me alone. Thanks for watching, don't you fret. We'll see you at the buffet on the next Big Fat Rick Show. Stay hungry.